Yo! It's Vosk. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. I just came out of a nanopod. What the fuck is a nanopod? It's a plug-and-play Bitcoin mining solution. This thing, you just run your power into it, connect an Ethernet cable, and you can deploy 27 Bitcoin miners or other ASIC mining rigs. Look at the density on this. This is a digital shovel product. They're making these in-house. I'm infatuated with it. I'm gonna put one on my mining farm. Tailor-made for single-phase electricity, but can be deployed in other fashions as well. 3 250 amp fuses or breakers in here for all the different banks in the nanopod. Do we have walls? Come here, let me show you something. We don't have walls. We just have filters. It's a very purpose-built device. I mean, looking around at the wall space, there's about 2 Nintendo Switches, OLED model I'll add, of unused space on the wall. I mean, just here, don't take my word for it. You step in there and you look at it. Everything else in this unit is shelving, space for the mining rigs, the intake filters, the Ethernet switch, the bus bar, which is covered because there's your electricity running through there. That's why it's got the "don't freaking open this and touch it" stickers on it. You don't know what those mean. And I love the fact that they have built these new PDUs, which are like surge protector outlet extenders for mining and many other applications. The way that they built these, they just have a green LED. If they're good to go, they're online, they're operational. To contrast that with other typical solutions, most of those outlets would have like an individual breaker on them, or maybe simply no indicator if they're on or off, if they're hot or not. When you really look at the way this is designed, the only way for air to get out of this is through the miners. The exhaust fans are supplementing the fans on the mining rigs just exponentially. There's no gaps. There's no dead space. The air that's being pulled through here has nowhere else to go when the door's closed, obviously, than right here through the miners. You try to look around the miners, left, right, up, down, you don't see the backside. You don't see any openings. That equates to just very efficient cooling. It's crazy how they just make everything. Like, not that these like exhaust covers are that unique or anything, but it's just like to be in a factory where like they really make everything is just crazy. It's not just they're making a key piece or one of the pieces and then sourcing general things. There's just a really clear emphasis on like, if we can make this, we will make this, and if we can't, we're probably going to try to figure out how can we make it so that we can start making it and just be, you know, the technical term is like to just be truly vertically integrated, where you are making everything from, you go from that raw, you know, say sheet metal to a powder coated, you know, finished product and all the other pieces in between. You can run 27 miners in this, which is a very substantial amount of mining rigs. To put that into perspective, the average Bitcoin miner right now is doing 200 terahash a second. 200 terahash times 5, or simply 5 Bitcoin miners, is 1 petahash, right? So we can deploy over 25, which means that this can do over 5 petahash of Bitcoin mining power. To put it into perspective, that's a lot of passive income, and that's a very big footprint for Bitcoin mining. Using the coolest Bitcoin solo mining tool in the world ever, shameless plug, we built it, Solo Luck, that would give you a chance to hit a Bitcoin block 1 in 1,098 every single day. or a 1 in 4 chance per year, which would just simply be $327,000 at Bitcoin's current price point. If that doesn't interest you, then you just must have too much money, or a lot more money than me. You can, of course, also just mine in a normal mining pool, and each of these machines would be earning between $10 and $20 a day, depending on your electricity rate. These are two of the digital Shovel Nanopod prototypes. They have changed the design since then, but what really stands out, and the reason I even show you this and bring it up, is just their constant effort of R&D, research and design. They have been working on the Nanopod for basically 2 years, at least that I know about, and that is wild. 2 years in the Bitcoin crypto sector is like several years in any other industry, and it's absolutely just speaking paramount to their goals here of releasing a finished product as opposed to rushing something to market, which we see so often in the crypto sector, which is oftentimes simply called vaporware, or companies end up rugging people or severely underperforming to the expectations. They have refined their PDU that they've made in-house here numerous times for this unit. They've changed the shape, they've changed exhaust fans, filters, style, location, areas, even the roof pitch has been changed through their R&D in different models and testing. It's kind of nice. So this is a prototype. Inside here, there's 3 miners per shelf. These miners run on their side. This is designed around the Antminer series of miner, but obviously many different miner models would run in here. Also, Bitmain Antminers, the latest S21, S21 Pro XP generation. These are some of the biggest miners that anyone has ever seen. So if it fits the latest generation Antminers, which Bitmain and their Antminers are the most popular Bitcoin miners by volume, then it should fit more or less everything else. The cable trays in here are simple, they're nice, and you can see that even here in this prototype, there's good wire management. And wire management is important, not just for aesthetics, but by properly managing the wires in this unit, you can see that you're opening up the airflow path. There's no blockage other than really what's kind of required here. This is enough for me to be able to move around, do whatever I need to do. But it feels like a one-man working environment. If you think about the mini pod, you can comfortably have 2 people in there working at once. This is very purpose-built. The form factor here is to get the footprint down. Even things like the walls have become the intake area. They're clearly trying to do it right out the gate. Their biggest selling product are the mini pods. But they could honestly become the nanopods, because the nanopods were becoming in at a much lower price point of about 25 grand before any discounts, which Digital Shovel is extending to VoskCoin subscribers. Only discount you can even get on these so far, so that's pretty cool. Very thankful that he would do that for everyone who watches our content. There's same thing for the mini pod there as well. But the point is that the nanopod has such big application because you can easily wire it up on single phase electricity, but then also it can grow and scale with you for bigger mining farm deployments there as well. But if you really want to scale, then you'd still be looking at the mini pods, which you can run 10 of those in tandem, deploying basically a mining farm. When you bolt them all together, it's like you've got, I think, like a 40-foot shipping container worth of miners. And to put it into perspective, a lot of mining farm, Bitcoin mining operations that you may hear of are running operations smaller than that. we'll be the first to tell you that they're running some gear online. The biggest thing that stands out to me about Digital Shovel compared to some of their competitors is the fact of how much of this is taking place through automation, how much equipment is involved in their production, and really just not only are they producing the mining container, right? There are some other companies that, you know, I wouldn't say they're the same, but they produce their own container or customize a typical shipping container. But what really stands out is, they do welding. No, it's that they also make their own electronics, their own PCBs. They produce the control board that runs their equipment. They are using a Raspberry Pi as a key piece of that, but they're actually working towards just making their own version of a Raspberry Pi to further vertically integrate themselves. And then beyond that, the most impressive part on the electronic side is the fact that they're making their own PDUs. These PDUs, or power distribution units, are huge. They refined them and developed them for years. And the fact that they are making this in-house, to put this into perspective, no one else is doing this. No one. They're the only ones that I know of in the world that are making their own PDUs. There's like 2 other major companies that make PDUs, and pretty much if you see a branded PDU, they're probably being white labeled by those companies. Example, the Altair mining PDU that we show on the channel, as well as the fog hashing PDU. Both of those companies aren't the actual manufacturer of that PDU. They're simply a distributor or a reseller. So as we always do, let's close it out in style with 10 seconds of tails. The venerable Shiba Inu. I'll see you on the next one.